Patriot League football on ESPN Plus. For Terry Dow, this is Eric Malowski. Glad to be back in Hamilton, New York. Colgate Raiders taking on the fourth-ranked Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Lehigh undefeated, coming to Hamilton as Colgate looking for the same result as 2 years ago when they took care of the Mountain Hawks. That was a different Lehigh team. 2-9 then, and the Mountain Hawks having an unbelievable campaign.
Well, that's an understatement and a half, my friend. You know, there's an old saying in this business: if you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man, right? And the man is here. The undefeated Lehigh Mountain Hawks, 10-0, ranked fourth in the country, defending Patriot League champions. It's a great opportunity for Colgate to find exactly where they're at in this big picture. You know, we see the Patriot League standings right here on the screen in front of us. Lehigh and Lafayette, 5-0, potentially. Gearing up for a big showdown next week, Pennsylvania, in that big rivalry, but they both got to take care of some business today. And as I said, this is a great opportunity for Colgate to find out exactly where they're at in the Patriot League picture, too, with the undefeated Mountain Hawks right here in the Andy Kerr Stadium.
There you see Luke Yoder back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's just one of the many weapons Lehigh has.
Yeah, Luke is a guy that every coach wants to have in his lineup for sure. He's very reliable, great with the football, powerful runner. Does a lot of great things. And then you've got young Matt Fogler, who's really come on for Colgate in the last few weeks and shown exactly what Coach Fitzpatrick told us he was going to be all about over the summertime. He was pretty excited about Matt, and he's showing himself to be a heck of a player the last few weeks for sure.
He enjoyed the end zone so much in Easton, Pennsylvania last week. He visited there not once, not twice, but thrice. Fogler, 4 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. Lehigh won the toss, defer until the second half. So the Raiders will get a chance to go on offense first. And the returner of choice with all the injuries for the Raiders the last couple weeks, Kyle Messina. He has 4 kick returns. His long of 31 on the season. Also back there is Brady Hutchison.
Be interesting to see what this Colgate offense can get done with the Lehigh defense, who has given up a touchdown, I believe, in 9 quarters, is it?
And there's Messina. Yes, you're correct. They allowed, 3 to Holy Cross, shut out Georgetown, and then Fordham scored a touchdown in the third quarter of their game on October 25th. So it's been a while since an opposing squad has been the end zone, but the one strength of Colgate this year has certainly been their offense, Terry.
Yeah, and we knew that when they brought in Coach Fitzpatrick that they were bringing in some instant offense, and that's absolutely been the case. They've been up and down the field against everybody. Nationally ranked teams, ACC teams. Offense not the issue for the Raiders, but let's see what they can put together today against this stout Lehigh defense.
John Zip put that in the end zone, so Colgate will have it at their own 25-yard line. Maldonado in the field with Jake Sterney. Maldonado heads left. I believe the initial contact was made by T.J. Burke. And pick your poison when it comes to the front four of Lehigh, Terry.
Yeah, these guys can get after it. The interior guys, you just called T.J. Burke's name out there. He's got abs beyond abs underneath that jersey. And, big stop on first down there, making 2nd and 8 for Colgate. But the Lehigh front 7 is outstanding. They've done a great job getting home on the pass rush all year long with just their front 4, and that really opens up the door on the back end to things you can do behind that front
play action pass. Sterney has it, man. The Glenn Gardner great read. Swanson drops it at the 45. Thinking about all the open space he had before reeling it in. That ball was underthrown. If it catches Swanson in stride and he's able to come up with it, that's a touchdown easily, but ends up just a harmless, incomplete pass for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
That is a play that has been set up by weeks and weeks of film study. They've thrown this little out route to Reed Swanson so many times this year. He ran a little out and up, corner fell down. He had nothing but green turf in front of him, and ball's on the ground. It's 3rd and 8 for Colgate.
Tight end in motion. Sterney back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Miscommunication between him and Swanson on the far side. Just like that, 3 and out. What could have been, Terry?
Yeah, it could have been a big play for Colgate. They could have had the ball in the end zone or red zone, but didn't happen, and that was a pretty quick 3 and out right there. Only 50 seconds coming off or 41 seconds coming off the game clock, and Colgate out to punt the ball right away.
Defensive back Denny was the closest as he had to try to play catch-up to Swanson. And Tyler Fontenot back to punt. The Lehigh returner standing in his own 40. That's Jeffrey Jamil. Jamil will run up, get it at the 43. Slides past the 45, I believe, to the 47. Excellent field position for Lehigh. The Mountain Hawks ever so dangerous. You certainly don't want to give them excellent field position. As now we take a look. Keys to the game, Terry.
Well, defense, anyone? Who's going to play defense? I mean, Lehigh can play defense, but Colgate can score. And they showed that last week down in the Easton against Lafayette. And they've been doing it all year long. And when the Gales of November come calling, as they say here in the Shenango Valley, you better be able to run the football. And that's a big part of winning football games in November here in the Northeast. So we'll see who has the best rushing game. 50 years ago, the Edmund Fitzgerald went down.
The pass to the aforementioned Jamil on the screenplay. Jamil inside Colgate territory to the 45-yard line. We talked about Luke Yoder. I mentioned Jamil, the wide receiver extraordinaire. But we haven't mentioned Hayden Johnson, which makes this Lancaster, Pennsylvania quarterback so special, Terry.
Well, he's a dual threat. I know it gets used a lot this day and age, but he can throw the ball. He's very accurate with the football. He can throw it down the field. He can throw the wide screens with accuracy. And he's a running threat as well. So every coach that runs the kind of offense that Coach Dan Hunt runs for the Lehigh is looking for a kid like Hayden Johnson, and they've got themselves a guy, and he's been great for them all year long.
Yoder runs for the first down. Took 2 Raiders to bring him down that time. It was Piccarello with the initial hit, and then Trooper Price coming over to make sure Yoder was stopped at the 40-yard line.
Dane Piccarello having a great season for Colgate this year. I believe he was their leading tackler and making a lot of big plays for the Colgate defense.
The Bristol Pistol has 71 tackles on the season. Here's the throw a little bit behind Jamil. Jamil still able to snare right in between the guards, and Allen, who has really come on this year, 45th tackle of the season, just shy of the first down mark.
Yeah, 2nd and 2, that's Hayden Johnson being himself right there, very accurate with the ball. You call the strike zone. I always say the strike zone when you're throwing the ball to a receiver is the nose to the armpits of the belly button. So he delivered a pretty football there and a nice gain on first guy.
It's brisk, Terry. Before November, this is about as good football as you get in Hamilton, New York.
It's as good as you're going to get. The sun is shining a little bit over some hazy skies, I would say. But
Yoder fights the initial contact, picks up the first down. Joe Kelly with the initial hit, but Yoder able to get past him, brought down after a couple-yard gain. First down, Mountain Hawks.
Yep, and just like that, Lehigh's got the ball inside the 30-yard line. A little different breeze today than we had 2 weeks ago when Merrimack was in town. The wind out of the south today, so it's blowing toward the scoreboard for those watching it on TV at home.
Nothing fancy so far, but very effective. And now there's a late whistle.
It looks like they have some issues with the chains on the other side of the field. A lot of attention being paid to the down markers.
I thought the officials just wanted to listen to more by the ocean, but I guess that's not the case, Terry, as they – oh, here we go. More cake by the ocean. 11:57 left to go in the first, and even though this is a monumental game for Lehigh, wanting to keep pace with their rivals Lafayette, you know, every step of this first year for Chris Fitzpatrick, he loves the opportunity. He said the team is ready to play, and this is another great opportunity for Colgate to get better as Yoder trying to bounce off in the center of the field to the right, gets about 4 on first down.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember now, 2 years ago when Lehigh came here, they were in the middle of a miserable season. Colgate, an average Colgate team, had their way with Lehigh, and Lehigh ended up finishing that year 2-9, and now look at them. Look what they've done in a very short period of time. The defending Patriot League champions, they went out and won a road playoff game last year, which is not easy to do, and here they are undefeated and looking to do more great things.
Backup running back, Jaden Green, is in the game. Here comes the blitz. Johnson gets rid of it, almost intercepted at the 15-yard line. Incomplete. Justin Toller had a chance. Would have been a highlight reel catch, but he did get his mitts on it.
What
Terry.
A great break on the ball by Justin Toller right there. He was, like, as you said, maybe half a finger away from just putting all 10 mitts on that thing and taking it the other direction.
3rd and 7. We mentioned Kurt Fitzpatrick, Fulton, New York native, and Kevin Cahill, the Lehigh head coach, also knows this area quite well, Terry.
He is a Central New Yorker from heart, from the Utica area, New York Mills, New York, and dad, a legendary high school football coach in the area too.
Green goes in motion. That's where the ball goes. Good blocking by the tight end, and Green able to navigate his way close to a first down. I believe it's going to be a little shy.
The way I'm from, I'm looking too. I think at 4th and less than a yard, so probably go for it territory for Lehigh, as they're not looking for a field goal here this early in the game. So 4th and goal here for Colgate, trying to get some guys on the field as far as substitutions are concerned. The official is standing over the ball, so Colgate will be allowed to get their subs on. And big 4th down here early in the game for us, boss.
Wide receiver Matt DeVino with a big block on that last play. Here it is to Yoder. Yoder fighting for the first down. Gets it with ease.
Yeah, the right side of the Lehigh offensive line did a really nice job there getting some push. Langston Jones and Sammy and first down Mountain Hawks in the Colgate red zone inside the 20-yard line on their opening drive of the game. I think they've thrown the ball twice, maybe. One completion, one incompletion, and then the rest of it been rushing. But that's a Dan Hunt staple for sure.
5'11", 205, and he looks strong out there, Terry.
He does. I mean, he's a strong kid. He's a lot of power, a lot of great balance. Like I said earlier in the opening, he's everything you want out of a running back.
Coach Cahill said Luke Yoder was his first recruit. What a good one he is. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Finally, bowled over by 2 or 3 Raiders. Reese Allen on the mix, so is Picarello.
And the other compliment Coach Cahill paid Mr. Yoder was the fact that he's really, really great in pass protection, which is something that sometimes not all young running backs embrace early in their career.
Ball spotted at the 13. So a pickup of what, 5 on first down? Second
and 5, yeah. It's
trips to the left. Now Yoder in motion. He'll occupy the right side. Back to pass is John. Rifles it to the end zone. Flag on the play. As Allen ended up tackling Yoder. I don't know if he was falling or if it was intentional, but it was definitely a flag.
My eyes see 2 guys just falling over each other, but the back judge and side judge didn't see what I saw. So 2 flags flying. It'll be defensive pass interference against Colgate, and that'll give Lehigh first and goal inside the 10-yard. Looks like they're going to spot it.
Ball be placed in the
5, I'm not sure.
Automatic first down.
And this definitely could be Luke Yoder time. He has 11 touchdowns this season, 2 touchdowns in each of his last 2 games, and he has at least 1 touchdown in 7 straight games. So definitely could call number 6 his number here.
Yeah, I know a guy in Lehigh Brown right now that'll run it 4 straight times if he can.
Luke Yoder lined up to the left of Johnson. Here it is to Luke Yoder. Hit right the line of scrimmage. Magliacano
in the
putting his head in. And
nice job by Mr. Magliacano shooting his gap and making a play in the backfield. Almost a TFL. I'm not sure if they did.
Yeah, I think it is. Loss of 1. And that would be fitting if he did pick up TFL, Terry, since he leads the team in that category with 8 coming in. I'd say let's give him 9.
Yeah, Mr. Magliacano is the epitome of a downhill, fill-the-gap linebacker, and been doing a great job this year for Colgate. Big play for him there. Second and goal now.
Yeah, and a little bit of a different alignment in the backfield. I believe that's the backup quarterback. And it's a run to the right. Touchdown, Lehigh. The Mountain Hawks punch it in, and I believe that was number 5, Aaron Crossley.
It was.
Who had a touchdown against Colgate a year ago, an 84-yarder. This is Crossley's 2nd touchdown of the season, 3rd for his career. And indeed, it was Mahalik, number 7, handing off to Crossley. And Crossley just gets over for the Mountain Hawks touchdown. So the offensive coordinator for Lehigh dialing up some different personnel, although we have seen Mahalik out there a little bit in the spell of the starter.
That was a conversation we had with Coach Cahill this week about using him as the season's gone on, just to take some hits off of Hayden Johnson, to be honest with you. And it's a pretty good formula for him, and the exact kind of drive Lehigh wanted to open the game up with. Good field position, and then up in a 7-0 lead.
Extra point is good. Like Terry said, 7-zip. More after this, ESPN+. Mountain Hawks set to kick off, but Terry, quick, give us a scoring summary.
Well, it's exactly what Lehigh ordered. It's a 12-play, 53-yard drive. Took 6 minutes off the clock and capped it off with a 2-rushing touchdown on 2nd and goal. And I think they completed 1 short forward pass in the entire drive. So the Gales of November are calling, and Lehigh has shown they're going to run the ball effectively already. Now it's going to be pretty important for Colgate to respond. And I don't think getting down by 2 scores is what the Raiders want to happen here in this one.
Coach Fitzpatrick dialed up a special play on the first possession. Terry had exactly what he wanted. Swanson wide open. Ball was a little underthrown, but still Swanson still wide open. And sometimes that happens. Swanson could not make the play.
Yeah, if there's anything on Reed Swanson, he's had a really good season for Colgate, but he has had a couple of untimely drops. Not that there are such thing as a good time to drop a ball, but something certain he's working on day to day, and he'll be working on in the offseason as well.
Stagger trips near side. It's a jet sweep run to the 30 on first down. And that was Maldonado.
Maldonado coming out of motion and getting the ball on the run there a little bit, little quarterback read. You got Zach Osborne at quarterback here, so a little bit different approach when Zach's in the game. And that was a little quarterback read game right there, and he stays in the game here on 2nd and 5. So we'll see what Coach Fitz has got dialed up.
And Coach Fitzpatrick said we might see a little more of Osborne this week.
Yeah, he's getting healthier. The season goes on, and he's got exactly 2 weeks left in his career.
Here's Osborne with the quarterback keeper. A minimal gain there, maybe 2 or 3. Well defended by Lehigh.
Pretty important 3rd and 3 here for the Raiders here. Got to get this first down and stay on the field. Don't bring your defense right back out right now.
That tackle made by Nick Peltekian. 21st tackle on the season. Want to thank Patrick Cosgrove and everybody behind the scenes.
Now we got
Jake Sterney in the game. What are we looking for here, Terry?
Well, I think he's going to throw one of his quick hitters. He's got the boundary throw right here to Reed Swanson if he wants it. It's open. Oh. And he took
Here it is.
And just off of Swanson's fingertips. So I saw what they were trying to do. Lehigh saw what they were trying to do, and they made the play on 3rd down, and Colgate's going to be off the field quick again, which is also not a recipe for success for them today, putting Lehigh's offense back out there this quickly and not giving their defense a chance to catch their breath on the sideline.
Blank coverage that time by junior cornerback Singleton. And that will bring Jeffrey Jamil back on in his punt returner capacity. Tyler Fontenot to boot it away for the Raiders.
Definitely a game plan thing by Lehigh right there as they drop Tyler Ahoyski into coverage underneath Reed Swanson to make the throw a little bit harder into the boundary because Colgate will take those throws if you get them, and usually very efficient with them.
Fontenot bounces at the 37. Jamil backs off. Tymir Wynn laying it roll, and Colgate will down it inside the 30 at the 29. That's better than the 47, but still with this Lehigh offense. We'll see what Lehigh can do after this. ESPN Plus.
Kids grow up fast, but with the money you earn from your PenFed checking and savings accounts, you can be there to support them every stage of life.
I got it.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
The Patriot League on ESPN is on Instagram. Championship moments, amazing highlights, behind-the-scenes coverage, and features on the best and brightest student athletes in the NCAA. Follow us at Patriot League today.
The Patriot League is dedicated to the development of the student athlete, it's an athletic competition, challenging academics, personal growth, and contributions within their communities. The Patriot League places among the NCAA leaders in graduation rates annually, graduates moving on to serve in all facets of society by using their talents and voices for positive change. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leaders. We are the Patriot League.
At PenFed Credit Union, we help our members make the most.
Great to have Faith Kane with us on the sidelines. We apologize for those technical difficulties. 6:37 left to go in the first quarter. No difficulty so far when it comes to the Lehigh offense and defense for that matter. They have not allowed opponent to score 9 straight quarters, looking to make it 10. Here's a quarterback keeper by Hayden Johnson. And he is stopped and then bowled over by Piccarello. Is that a loss or right at the line of scrimmage? Maybe a half-yard gain, Terry?
Yeah, I think they're showing him for maybe a foot for a gain, so 2nd and long coming up here. And great job by the interior of the Colgate defensive line right there, holding up strong. Joe Kelly, Adam DeSantis, doing a nice job in there for Colgate, not giving up interior runs. And we'll see what Lehigh's answer is going to be here on 2nd and long. They haven't been forced to throw the ball in an uncomfortable situation yet today.
As you said, we didn't see it there, but Johnson can run 6.5 average, 3 TDs on the season. Here he flings it far side, incomplete. Just over the first line defense and Zach Jones and almost hit his target, DeVino. DeVino got one hand on it, couldn't pull it in though. That was a high pass, but still nice window drop there by Johnson.
Put that ball in a hole and almost got it in there. So now is the time that is going to be forced to throw the football on 3rd and long situation, and we'll see what Colgate does as far as getting after the quarterback. Are they going to play coverage, or are they going to bring some pressure? A whole bunch of guys at the line of scrimmage right now, but we'll see who's coming and who's dropping once the ball is snapped.
3rd and a long 8 for Lehigh. Trips near side left, one wide out on the right. Here comes Piccarello. Johnson gets rid of it, complete. 45-40, 35-30. Lehigh will have the ball in the Colgate red zone. What a quickly developing play there. And Hayden Johnson can certainly throw that football. That was complete to Anthony Feaster, and Lehigh feasting in the early stages.
Yeah, great catch by Feaster off the fingertips here. But you can see Colgate dropped both linebackers the same side of the field, so there was nobody underneath Feaster when he went to catch the football, and a great catch and run by him. So just answered one question: can they throw the ball when they have to? And they certainly threw the ball efficiently on 3rd and 9.
The first-year receiver from Pine Brook, New Jersey. His previous long was 28 yards. Definitely eclipsed it there as Lehigh keeps things on the ground. That was a 50-yard hookup between Johnson and Feaster. 2nd down coming up for the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, nice play by Dane Piccarello there on that 1st down quarterback read, but he committed himself to the running back pretty quickly, so the next time you see a look like that, I would not be surprised to see Mr. Johnson pull it and make some hay on his own.
The San Francisco sophomore Jaden Green behind Johnson. The offensive line looking back for instructions from the Lancaster quarterback. 4:30 counting in the Mountain Hawks up by 7, looking for more. 2nd and long for Lehigh. It will be a handoff to Green. Green spurts forward the 15, maybe 14-yard line. 3rd and about 4 for Lehigh.
Yeah, and you're seeing right now the patience of Coach Dan Hunt, Lehigh's offensive coordinator. He has no issues running the ball on 2nd and 3rd and long, and because he knows schematically they'll put themselves in a good situation. And you know, I'm sure he's in a scenario right here where he'll run the ball on 3rd and medium and 4th, again on 4th down if he has to.
Tight end on the left. 3 wideouts, far side right. 7 on the play clock. Johnson calls for the football, roll out, throws it to the end zone, has a man, but throws it a little too far for the intended target, Mason Humphrey.
Yeah, moving the pocket there, Lehigh with the quarterback, a little half roll action and trying to throw a little fade ball, slot fade in the corner of the end zone, but overthrown a little bit. So 4th and medium now, and Lehigh sends their field goal kicker out there.
Connor Poole out there trying to make this a 10-0 game. Unofficially, a 31-yard attempt for Poole. Ball spotted on the left hash mark.
No breeze to speak of, so he should be fine from that standpoint. And he put it right down the middle.
Just like Terry said, 10-0 Lehigh with a successful 31-yard field goal by Connor Poole. He's now 2 out of 2 for the season. We're going to step aside. Be back with more Patriot League football action after this. Plus.
We're back here at Andy Kerr Stadium, and Lehigh taking a quick lead, 10-0. We're still looking for the Red Raiders offense to get going, though there is someone we could see in the zone later this game. That's first-year wide receiver Matt Fogler for Colgate. He is someone who's had to step up in a big role and turn into a starter here in the back half of the season due to multiple injuries, and so far he's doing a pretty good job at it. He is the two-time Patriot League Rookie of the Week, and last week had 3 touchdowns against Lafayette. He said part of the toughest part is having to make that transition from high school to now college, going against faster guys, and he says Coach Fitzpatrick has him at the top. He likes to stay loose, and we could see that with some dance moves in the end zone later in this game. Eric?
No dance moves in this booth, Faith. Thanks. Excellent sideline reporting. Per usual, here's a little dump off. Turning to Shaben. Shaben can't do the patented Shaben bake, and he is pushed out of bounds after a 2-yard gain, Terry?
Yeah, I just want to roll back to your no dance moves comment. I mean, I got moves. I don't know what you've heard, but that last Lehigh scoring drive was a 72-yard drive. They did it in 7 plays. It took 3 minutes off the clock. Was capped off by the 30-yard field goal. A big 3rd and 9 pass. 50 yards in the drive being the key to it. Colgate opened up a little dump to Shaben in the flat for a 2-yard gain, and now it's 2nd and 8 for the Raiders.
Here is the run to Shaben, hit immediately, able to corkscrew forward for a couple. And I'm at no dance moves right now. Of course, we're going to do our usual dancing at halftime.
Yeah, I've got my halftime outfit ready and planned that for you. So now, back-to-back, or another run here by Colgate. Interior got him about 1.5 yards, so 3rd and 7 for the Raiders here, and I know it's a cliche thing to say, but they need to make this down and stay on the field and give their defense a chance kind of to regroup and catch their breath and not have 3 straight 3-and-outs for Colgate offense.
Defense barely having time to get a drink on the sideline if Colgate can't convert here. Nice patience in and out of the hands of Swanson. Maybe thrown a little low, maybe a little bit behind. Still a catchable ball for Swanson. Would have been a first down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, tight window throw there, and Luke or Jake just a little bit behind Reed. And I think he had Richardson open on the flat and had an easy first down there. Maybe a little bit of a misread, but more importantly, 3 consecutive 3-and-outs for the Colgate offense. This is probably not something they've done very often at any point this year against anybody. which will put the Lehigh offense back on the field for the third drive in the first quarter.
Fontenot with his best punt of the day. When Jamil back at the 28. Jamil, boy, he can stop on a dime. Sprints forward to the 35-yard line, maybe 6, so a gain of 6 or 7. And what does this do for defense where you're not really able to catch your breath? Is it fatigue this early in the game, or is it just more of a thing you want to be able to clear your head and rest for a couple minutes, Terry?
See, all of the above. I mean, you want to go over there and make some adjustments and have a chance to talk and get a drink and kind of catch your breath. And they haven't been able to do any of that stuff as quickly as the Colgate offense has been off the field. Lehigh is going to have their third drive of the quarter, and there's still 2 minutes to go here. So easiest way for Colgate to shorten this game is to stay on the field offensively. And as we know, Lehigh's offense has issue running the football and eating up clock. So
play action pass. Johnson looking down the field, throws it far sideline. I don't know if he was throwing that away or what. There wasn't really any conceivable target on the far sideline. Allen was in coverage, I believe.
Had Logan Galetta over there, and I think he just kind of threw it over his head a little bit, maybe a little hitch and go action to the field, but obviously not afraid to show Hayden Johnson's arm as they chose a wide field throw. So 2nd and 10 for the Mountain Hawks here. 2 running backs in the game, and they are using some 22 and 21 personnel.
Galetta, who attended Boston College before he came here, has 1 reception on the season for 6 yards. That came in the Yale win. Here's Hayden Johnson on the quarterback keeper, pinballing his way to the 38-yard line, a gain of 3, 3rd and 7 for the Mountain Hawks.
That was the traditional quarterback power play right there behind the pulling guard, and Hayden trying to be patient and get some yards out of that thing, and only got 2 or 3 yards. Another 3rd down here for Lehigh, but 3rd down has not been a problem for them yet today.
A great atmosphere in mid-November at Andy Kerr Stadium in Hamilton, New York. The Raiders finding themselves down by 10 to the number 4 team in the country, the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Lehigh with a 3rd and 7. Johnson looks left, fires right, has a man complete. 1st down Lehigh. That is Luke Yoder. You mentioned the compliments pass protection. We know he can run the football well. He can also catch the football. Reception number 11 or 12. Does he have one? I think that's his 2nd of the day, which would make 12 for the season.
Yeah, that was a pretty good throw and catch right there. And obviously, Lehigh comfortable in 3rd and long right now until Colgate does something to get them uncomfortable. Not a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but a catch, throw, release. So not really an opportunity to get pressure on him, but you can always get hands up and make the passing lanes full.
Might be the last play of the first quarter. It'll be a quarterback keeper. Johnson in the backfield, but able to fall forward. And he gets to around midfield.
Yeah, Hamilton there with a chance to get him in the backfield, but slowed him down enough for his friends to get there. But Lehigh on a methodical drive, and I think you called it, partner. I think they're going to be very content to let this quarter run out and go to business going in the other direction. And how ironic is it for the officiating crew? They'll have to move the ball exactly 6 inches as the ball is right in the 50-yard line.
First quarter in books. Lehigh 10, Colgate 0. Patriot football on ESPN+. And the last couple catches I said was Yoder was Jeffrey Jamil, number 9, not number 6, which I should know that since Jamil 55 catches coming into this game with 862. And as Lehigh starts the second quarter on a 2nd and 7, Terry, one specific stat really jumped out at you after the completion of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a tattletale stat for sure, but Lehigh had the ball for 11 minutes and 10 seconds in the first quarter, and that is not a great formula for Colgate, and now they've got a miserable call. I'm not buying a late thing just because his helmet popped off. Didn't have to have the dramatic, but you're going to have a run here by Lehigh and then a late hit call on the quarterback against Colgate, so Lehigh's about to have the 1st and 10 around the Colgate 30-yard line after they get done sorting this thing out. I'm hoping the white hat tells him, nah, it really wasn't a penalty, and they just let him play. But
it was Hamilton who lost his helmet, made the shoestring tackle on Johnson to prevent the first down. The officials still meeting. As it stands right now, it's a 3rd and 1.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 32, 15-yard penalty.
Will be unnecessary roughness against the Raiders, Terry, and that will push the ball inside the 30 all the way to the Colgate 29. Mountain Hawks are 10-0, and as you said, Terry, they pretty much had the ball the entire game.
Entire first quarter, 11 minutes and 10 seconds, a dominant quarter. The Colgate held the ball for 350, back-to-back, 3-and-outs, and Lehigh on the march here again after that penalty, which I disagree with before. They even called it, but they didn't ask me again.
Neal slot left. To his left is Mason Humphrey, number 2. And here's a handoff to Jane Green, running off left tackle, then downhill to the 26-yard line. Brock Winston in on the stop for the Raiders. The Allen, Texas native, among others, will go off as they bring a fresh rotation of defensive linemen out, including Am DeSantis, Joe Kelly, and Danny Narocha. 14:02 and in the second quarter. As Fergie serenades the home crowd here with a 2nd and 7 for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson with a long cadence. Now back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Fires to a wide open man. The 5 to get in. No, Jamil is stopped at the 2. What a catch by Jamil in between double coverage.
It almost looked like he caught it with his legs. I want to see a replay here, but the ball went down around his ankles. It's 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line. Let's look at this catch. Down around his ankles, but he still got it. So 1st and goal inside the 1 is the right call. What a throw and catch. Jamil, young man Jamil is an outstanding wide out here for Lehigh. I knew he was good, but that was a bit of a circus catch right there.
Yeah, hit his hands down below the knee. He was able to pin it against his leg. Matt Mahalik back into the game for a goal line situation. Mahalik, I think he was stopped just shy, and there's a late flag coming in.
Yeah, Colgate was a big hold right there against Colgate defensive lineman number 56. And did a great job of selling it. Danny Narocha got up with his palms up, and the official bought it. So I'm going to call holding, and that'll bring the ball back to the 11-yard line and make it 1st and goal from there. So a little bit different look for the Mountain Hawk offense.
And not only the highlight catch, but Jeffrey Jamil was so close to touchdown number 8 of the season. He had a season-high 2 touchdowns against Holy Cross last week from 45 and 11 yards out. But now Lehigh has a little more work to do as it goes from, as Terry alluded to, a 2nd and about a half yard to 2nd and 11.
Well, it's still 1st down. Replay
first down, that's right.
On the penalty call, but 1st and goal from the 11, much different than 1st and goal from inside the 1.
Back out there is Johnson and Yoder. Twins near side right, one on the left.
Showing and bringing edge pressure right here, and they ran the ball right inside of it. So.
Yeah, and Yoder wanted to bounce it out to the outside, and if he got there, you'd probably be celebrating a touchdown. But Trooper Price able to clamp down on Yoder, bring him down at the 8, 2nd and goal, Lehigh.
Nice job by Magliacano and Trooper Price right there, getting that play made. Will be off the edge pressure. Back is kind of ducked up inside of it. Smart move by him. So see what Lehigh's got here on 2nd and 8, and see if Colgate's going to bring some pressure or play back. It looks like a little zero coverage to me. Everybody within 3 yards of the line. for Colgate's defense right now. Some stemming going on with the motion.
Tight end on the right. Guess who? It's Garrett Guess, the backup tight end. Johnson fires it far side, caught out of bounds, and that's Galetta. I believe inside 5, or they're going to mark him down right at the 5, bringing up a 3rd and goal for Lehigh.
Yeah, quick little out route there by Galetta. Johnson on time and on target with the football. So Lehigh just kind of matriculating it back down toward the goal line here with the back-to-back pass. So as you said, 3rd and goal. No personnel changes for Lehigh. They got 3 wideouts and a tight end out there with one running back. So Colgate didn't change any bodies either.
Ball spotted hash mark left. Johnson, the quarterback of choice, with Yoder to his left. Jameel in motion. Johnson back to pass, slings it, caught by Galetta, touchdown, Mountain Hawks. Galetta caught it, the one slid down, and then
all kinds of flags thrown at the feet of the quarterback and a whole bunch of Raiders clapping. So shot block being called against Lehigh, and that will be a personal foul, bring it back 15 yards. You don't see that called very often, so it's now going to be 3rd and goal from the 20.
Well, Lehigh's been able to battle all kinds of adversity on this possession and put it into the end zone. Let's see if they can do it again, and let's take another look.
That was a great job by Galetta right there, but you can see the chop block right here to the left of our screen. One offensive lineman engaged high, and then the running back goes and takes him low, and that was taken out of the game many, many years ago, rightfully so. Very dangerous play. But nice throw by Hayden Johnson there too, Mr. Galetta, sitting down in the zone for the touchdown, negated shot block call. 3rd and goal. What's on the call sheet for this?
And I was making sure, because Galetta's been a point of emphasis in the early stages. He did only have 1 catch coming into this one. Already a catch today, and he almost had a touchdown reception. 3rd and goal from the 20. Johnson back to pass. He's now running past the line of scrimmage, the 15, hit and taken down. So 4th down coming up, and I believe it was the Bristol Pistol, Dane Picarello, with the stop.
Good job by Colgate, going to hold Lehigh to a field goal attempt here. More so done by Lehigh mistakes than maybe great defense by Colgate, but regardless, it's 4th down. Lehigh's going to attempt a field goal, and that'll keep it a 2-score game as opposed to a 17-point spread, should this be good.
Unofficially a 30-yarder. Connor Poole, 2 out of 2 this season, both from 32 yards out. This unofficially from 30. It is through the uprights, and just like that, Lehigh leads 13-0. We'll have more Patriot League football on ESPN Plus after this.
Curtis Lumber is the professional's choice in home improvement. Whether you're a builder, a contractor, or do-it-yourselfer, you can count on Curtis Lumber for premium products and expert advice. Whenever remodeling or building new, see the pros at Curtis Lumber for windows and doors, roofing and siding, decks and building packages, floors, and more. Stop in to see friendly pros at your local Curtis Lumber, now with 23 locations to serve you.
At NBT Bank, we believe that if you focus on what matters, the rest will fall into place. And for us, that place happens to be at the top as one of Forbes' world's best banks. NBT ranked high in overall satisfaction, along with customer service, reliability, and digital banking tools. So whether you need personal or business solutions, financial advice, or the latest banking technology, you can be sure with NBT, you don't just have a great team, you have one of the best.
Before Lehigh kicks off, we'll take a look at billboards. Today's game being brought to you by PenFed Credit Union, the official credit union of the Patriot League. Herff Jones, the championship jeweler of the Patriot League. And, of course, Patriot League, we are the Patriot League. We are tomorrow's leaders. And here is the kickoff. It will be handled by Messina, the first returnable kick today, going from left to right. So this time Messina gets a chance. Some extracurriculars. Messina upended at, I believe, the 20-yard line. And now we have time for the scoring summary brought to us by Terry Dow.
Well, that Lehigh Mountain Hawks scoring drive was 13 plays, 65 yards. It took another 6 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock, so they're up to almost 18 minutes of time so far in this game, and topped it off with a 30-yard field goal. Keys to the drive, though, were a couple of costly penalties by Lehigh in the red zone that really limited the field goal there, leaving Colgate in this game. So big drive here for the Raiders. Try to get back in this thing quickly.
A great rivalry over the years between Lehigh and Colgate. Dan Shaben sprints out of bounds, close to a first down. Let's see if they give it to him. I think they will, past the 35 to the 37-yard line. And what's the out-of-town scoreboard showing us so far, Terry? We know
let's celebrate Colgate's first down first before we talk about the score down the road. But right now, the Red Dragons are leading the Bombers of Ithaca 14-12 at halftime. But the Raiders did get their first down on their most explosive play thus far yet today. And we'll talk about the Portland game later if the score is right. If it's not, we won't.
Sterney completes a pass to Clutch Hutch. Brady Hutchison.
All right.
Brought down right around the first down markers. It's celebration time for the second time. I think maybe,
it's first down. It's back-to-back first downs for Colgate here, so you got to like the way this drive is starting for them if you're a Colgate fan after having a little bit of an abysmal afternoon thus far until now. So, Sterney with the completion and Shaven with the run on the first play. Sterney with this completion here to Hutch. And the Raiders are rolling a little bit. So, ball out to midfield.
The last stop for Kurt Fitzpatrick was Cortland, where he won a national championship.
That part you're not supposed to talk about on the air, Eric.
Oh, you said not to talk about it. I thought you said talk about it.
I'm sure you did.
Here is the little dump off to running back who was tripped up after a couple. Danny Shaben once again catching out of the backfield. That has been Sterney's safety valve in the early stages, and he was tackled by DJ Brown. 28 tackles coming into this one for the junior cornerback out of Folsom, California.
DJ's come a long way to make a lot of plays for the Mountain Hawks this year out of California, but doing a really nice job for them as the season's going on. Colgate back traditional 11 personnel with one tight end and one running back on the field on 2nd and 8.
Delayed handoff, and Danny Shaben hurdles his way to the 45 of Lehigh. A 3rd and 2. Shaben's been the workhorse in the early stages. Well, they haven't really had anybody to hand it off to regularly because they haven't had the ball enough. But here, they're getting Shaben into a rhythm, Terry.
They are, and that's very, very important for them. Shaben's in a rhythm. Jake Sterney's in a little bit of a rhythm. Colgate's got 3rd and 1. Got to be in 4-down territory right now, but.
And they'll need it, Terry, because Shaben was stopped at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 2, upcoming for Colgate, down 13. Like you said, I think it's a no-brainer here, but let's see what Coach Fitzpatrick decides.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going for it on 4th down. My bigger concern right there is that Danny Shaben got up a little bit slow and a little bit limpy after that play. So Colgate is changing personnel, is bringing Zach Osborne in on this crucial 4th down here early in the game.
Bringing in a couple tight ends as well, with number 85, Chuck Volins, and also Mason Mozo out there.
Well, I'm guessing Chuck's not going to finish the play where he started it right behind the ball there, so he steps off. And
Osborne with the run, had it steam, still on his feet. Hurdles one man, tackled inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. The Carmel Commander does again. 1st down, Raiders.
Yeah, Colgate being Colgate right there, doing what they do and kind of got things rolling here, but now on this play, Zach Osborne gets up limping, who's had some lower body injuries all season long, so hopefully they can keep him in the game and keep the two-dimensional thing going on with the quarterback play. But Colgate got their key 1st down right there on that play, and 1st and 10 at the Lehigh 32-yard line. Colgate, needless to say, their best of the day.
Yeah, Osborne's still hunched over or hoping he's okay. And here's a handoff to the left and cutting it upfield. Marco Maldonado inside the 30. 29.
Great cut by Marco right. That play was designed to hit outside. That was an outside zone kind of play and a little penetration on the perimeter of the Lehigh defense. So Marco put his foot in the ground, turned it up inside for, a 33-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for Colgate, and I'd still stay in there in 4 territory one this whole thing with a touchdown. We'll see how that plays out.
Much as Lehigh's dominated this game, itself for 2 field goals, only 13-0. Roll out far side, Sterney. He has to get rid of it, and he finally throws it out. And I believe it's going to be a harmless incompletion, but boy, he had a couple guys breathing down his neck, including Tyler Ohoyski and Bryson Edwards.
Well, Lehigh proud of themselves of getting after the quarterback with a 4-man pressure, and they're really, really good at it, as good as anybody I've seen all year. And really smart play by Jake right there. I mean, that showed the fact that he's a lot of football for Colgate over the last couple of years, and held it as long as he could, but got rid of it, didn't take the negative play, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Because that was 14.5 sacks in pursuit. Ohoyski with 9, Edwards with 5.5, Terry.
That's guys that can get the quarterback on the ground.
Here is Sterney, a quarterback keeper for Jake, and he is hit after a 1 or 2 yard gain. That will bring up another fourth down situation.
I think if Jake got that back, he would love to put it on the outside to his right. I think he had more room to run here, but no hesitation here by Colgate bringing the field goal unit on 4th and 5 from the 25-yard.
Last time we saw Luke Vogler here, Terry, he was kicking a game winner.
Yes, he was. That is 100%. This is the other direction, right? But he was kicking a game winner. No breeze at all. The flags are dead on the flagpole, so
unofficially a 45-yarder for the Caledonia kick machine. Low to the ground, plenty of distance, but off to the left. No good on the Luke Vogler field goal attempt.
Pulled it just a little bit to the left. You could tell by the way the ball was whirling sideways. It was going to fizzle out, and it did. So the Colgate, the drive they've had yet today, comes up a little bit empty.
They'll bring us to a timeout on ESPN+. A missed field goal by the Raiders. Lehigh gets it back, already up 13, 5:11 to go in the second quarter.
5:11 to go in a quarter, as you just said, or in a half, and Lehigh has all 3 timeouts, so they can put this. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a 5-minute drive.
Yoder, nice gain on first down. Langston had the initial try. Ultimately, Eli Hamilton with the stop. Yoder passed the 35 to the 36-yard line. Nothing fancy today from the Lehigh offense, but effective enough. 13-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, Lehigh's doing what they want to do and kind of controlling the game. Colgate has the best offensive drive this last series as they went down the field and made 3 or 4 consecutive first downs, got the ball down for a field goal try, just missed. A lot of Colgate guys getting up slow and limpy after the plays, and that's shows November is here.
Johnson in trouble, heaving
boy.
it wide open. Jamil at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mountain Hawks. A blown assignment by the Raiders and an easy touchdown for Lehigh. Hayden Johnson was able to extend that play. Look what I found. Jeffrey Jamil way down the field.
Yeah, I can't see from this shot right here exactly what happened at the back end of this thing, but he was as open as a guy can get. There's nobody within 20 yards of him, and the Colgate defensive backs having a small meeting in the end zone trying to figure out who was supposed to be where. Hopefully they get that worked out, but a 2-play drive by the Mountain Hawks there as they've had their way with the Colgate defense so far in the game, but I thought they'd take the rest of the half to put it in the end zone, and they took exactly 50 seconds. So.
64-yard touchdown pass. Jamil's previous he had a 45-yard touchdown catch against Holy Cross, offsides by Colgate it appears. But that by far eclipses that one. His long season was 63 yards, so he outdoes himself by a yard.
Interesting to see what Lehigh will do with this.
Offsides Colgate. Penalty decline. Kick's good. 21-0 Mountain Hawks. Terry Dow will have the scoring summary on the other side. Patriot League football, ESPN+.
At Community Memorial, we are focused on the personalization of healthcare throughout all of our facilities, which include Community Memorial Hospital and our 5 family health centers. We are open and all services are available with every preventative measure in place to provide you and your family a safe visit.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet. Wait a minute.
Elevate the beauty and efficiency of your home with Anderson Windows from Curtis Lumber. Anderson offers the perfect blend of style, durability, and innovation. Trade professionals agree. Anderson products rate #1 in quality and performance. Plus, they're backed by among the best warranties in the industry. When building new or remodeling, trust Anderson Windows from Curtis Lumber, the professional's choice for home improvement.
Lehigh 20, Colgate 0, and for the very quick scoring summary, here's Terry Dow.
Well, it was 2 plays. It covered a whole bunch of yards on one pass and broken secondary from, Colgate giving up, letting Jeffrey Jamil behind him 15 yards, and Jamil did what he does best and took the ball to the end zone. So exactly the opposite of the kind of drive I thought we were going to see, to be honest with you.
Lehigh perfect 10-0 on the season. Messina bobbles it. Scoops it up at the 9, swerves to the right, still going past the 30 to the 31-yard line. So a decent return by Messina after juggling the pigskin at the outset. What do you think Colgate needs to do to get back on track offensively,
well,
Terry?
They made some consecutive first downs on the last drive for the first time in the game, so get that going again. Sterney was doing a nice job on that drive, and now we've got Colgate third quarterback. That is Jake Sterney. I'm sorry, on the field here. 4.5 minutes to go in the half. They got all 3 timeouts. I think it's imperative Colgate get some points out of this thing. I know I'm Captain Obvious saying that, but they got to get themselves into this game.
Sterney only 3 out of 8 through the air so far. Well, Danny Shaben has been a nice surprise, and Shaben continues. Well, not really a surprise because he's done well. That was actually Marco Maldonado, knocked down at the knees at the 38-yard line, a gain of 7 on
great
first
gain.
down.
Great gain on first down by Colgate, getting 7 yards. So they got a little offensive rhythm right now. Let's see if they can continue this drive and maybe get some out of it.
Maldonado's 4th carry of the afternoon, his longest. Previous long was 5. So a 2nd and 3 for the Raiders. Maldonado will shift over to the right of Sterney. The Chicago, Illinois native now puts the fellow Chicago, Illinois native to his left. A completion to Reed Swanson. Swanson has it past the 45 to the 47-yard line. I believe that is Swanson's first catch of the day.
It is his first catch of the day, and a nice throw there by Jake to get throw the field hitch and take what the defense has given him. And Colgate on the move here with this first this down here at their own 47-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the half with all 3 times. So time really not a factor, but the factor is get some points, and preferably not a field goal if you're a Colgate fan.
49th reception of the season by Swanson. There comes the pressure. Swanson again can't come up with it. Little Swanson made a great attempt, almost had it, but it ended up falling on the field turf here at the 31-yard line. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's a replay.
As you see it, I mean, he had him in the seam. Nice route by Reed Swanson here, but you know, Jake just a little bit lower than what Reed could get down and get it. And 2nd and 10 for Colgate here. Coming up.
Swanson open for the 2nd consecutive play. Let's see if they go back to the well or give it to Maldonado, who is currently to Sterney's right. Sterney back to pass. Paca holds up. Will dump off to Maldonado. Tries to do a nice shimmy shake there, but tackled at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, they had a little drive going here, and just like that, now it's 3rd and 10 for Colgate after those back-to-back plays. You know, Jake a little bit inaccurate on the throw to Reed Swanson down the field, and that one there, Marco had to make a little bit of a dramatic catch and try to make someone miss afterwards. So 3rd and 10 here for Colgate.
Entering the late stages of the first half, nearing the 2-minute mark, Lehigh thinking stop them here, get the ball back, and try to put up some more points. Lehigh will get the ball, start the 3rd quarter. 2 on the play clock, 1 at 0.
Can't get delay of games 2025 with coach-to-player communication systems and things like that. That can happen.
And indeed, it goes against Colgate. Delay of game, push it back 5 yards. A 3rd and 15 now for the Raiders from their own 42. They need to put this ball at the Lehigh 43-yard line, and I don't think we've seen Lehigh put the quarterback down yet. You'd think this would be a prime
Jake
opportunity.
has done a great job of getting the ball out of his hands, but he's going to have to hold a little bit here to throw it down the field to see how it works out.
Ohoyski gets a step. Sterney moving up in the pocket, and he'll be taken down at the 45. A 2-yard gain by Sterney on the quarterback scramble, running for his life. Colgate will have to punt with 1:06 left to go in the 2nd quarter. We're going to step aside, be back with the conclusion of the 2nd quarter after this. ESPN Plus. 1:56 left to go in the second quarter. Lehigh has all 3 timeouts. Colgate set to punt it away. Jameel standing at his own 17-yard line. But still plenty of time. A 4th and 12 for the Raiders. Nice hang time once again by Fontenot. And it will trickle into the end zone, which gives us time, Terry, to another look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Well, we'll skip the action in the big games and go to the biggest game in the country right now. But down on South Hill in Ithaca, the Bombers are leading the other team 26-21 with 14 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. So we will keep everybody up to date on that one, as I know our listeners are riveted to that score as much as I am. Sure, they're checking it on their phone and their iPad as they're watching this game with us.
In the Patriot League, Holy Cross leads Bucknell 20-6. The Bison coming to town next week for the last game of the season for the Raiders. Georgetown with a 7-0 lead over Fordham. 5:30 left to go in the second, and no score between the Leopards and the Spiders. That game is just underway, 12 minutes to go in the first quarter between Lafayette and Richmond. Here, Lehigh 20, Colgate 0. Lehigh, the 4th team in the country. Conservative play call on the first play, but plenty of time, all 3 timeouts. It's a handoff between the guards to Jaden Green. 1:30 to go in the second quarter. Surprising, Terry? Lehigh
I am surprised. They started the drive in 12 personnel with 2 tight ends in the field in a pretty, mundane run, but now they're in 11 personnel. They got 3 wide there. 1:15 to go in the half with the clock running, but now they're going to throw the ball down the field.
And Johnson will chuck it down the field as a man complete. Montgomery, flag on the play.
I was just going to say, that is the textbook definition of offensive pass interference against number 2, Mason Humphrey, for Lehigh. So that'll bring them back and put them behind the chains. So I'm sure
pass interference, offense,
now
number 2.
Run the half out.
Half the distance to the goal, second down.
And Mason Humphrey with the nice catch. And I thought he was close to going out of bounds and then coming back in to make the catch. But
yeah, it wasn't about the boundary. It was about the fact that he extended his right arm significantly and shoved the Colgate defender to the ground before the ball got there. So Coach
I'm looking at the feet, and you're looking at what's important, Terry.
Coach Cahill standing right there on the play, never even took his out of his pockets to protest the call, because that was as guilty as you can get. So let's see what they do here on second and very long, but a minute and 8 to go in the half. Let's see what Lehigh's got dialed in.
Colgate with 3 timeouts. If Lehigh tried to run out the clock and didn't pick up the first down, Colgate could have another crack at it. Trooper Price showing blitz. Now he backs off. Here comes Price, picked up on the far sideline, caught and tackle. Caleb Alexander with the defense, and that was, once again, Mason Humphrey.
Yep, and you're very right. Colgate playing aggressive, taking time out here on third down. So it'll be 3rd and long for Lehigh. Colgate stops the clock with 1 minute and 1 second to go. So obviously force a Lehigh punt the ball back and maybe get some points out of themselves. Love Coach Fitzpatrick's aggressive nature right now, trying to get that ball back and get something done before they go to the locker room.
Yeah, and a simple momentum surge would be nice for the Raiders. They had 1 field goal attempt, missed by Vogler, I believe, from 45 yards out. Colgate theoretically would have pretty good field position here, Terry, if Lehigh can't convert on 3rd down. You never know, but set up for decent field position, and they should still have 1 timeout left.
They do.
Pending this play, they have 2, but if Lehigh completes it or keeps it on the ground, worst case scenario, Colgate will have 1 timeout.
Pretty sure Lehigh's going to do what they got to do to keep the clock running after this play and make Colgate burn another timeout. Colgate with a little confusion as to who's supposed to be on the field personnel-wise defensively, but they got that straightened out. So 3rd and 14 for Lehigh. Let's see what this thing brings.
Hayden Johnson currently has Green to his right. 3 wide receivers on this formation. Twins near side right. Johnson will hand it off to Green. Has a head of steam. Was going out of bounds. Realized that. Did he stay in? Or did he go out?
They're chopping the clock off, but I can't tell if it's because they pushed him out of bounds. I think Colgate did manage to push him out of bounds and stop the clock without. They have to take a timeout. So the Colgate defense needed some field awareness and just forced him out of bounds and save this timeout. But
because Green realized
he realized
I'm going out of bounds.
He absolutely realized it and stopped. So Smart play by him, and I thought Colgate maybe could have stood up and pushed him out of bounds. I think Coach Fitzpatrick is kind of protesting as to why. I'm not sure maybe he even wanted to call a timeout, but I think he might have thought it was out of bounds. I think he was pointing towards he thought it was out of bounds, but the officials are getting together. They have charged Colgate with a timeout right now, leaving them with only one.
Stay tuned. We have a jam-packed halftime show coming up, and it will all kick off with Faith Kane's sideline interview of Colgate head coach Kurt Fitzpatrick.
So no timeout.
This is an official's timeout. Colgate will still have 2 timeouts remaining in the half.
So they've given Colgate their timeout back and saying that the runner was out of bounds. So that'll give Colgate 2 timeouts in under a minute, probably about 50 seconds to go. But they do have a quick strike offense. Reed Swanson, Matt Fogler, Brady Hutchinson, those guys can get down the field in a hurry. Jake Sterney can get them down there. We've seen it done before, so there's still a chance for Colgate to put some points on the board before they go in and have their orange slices and whatever else they have at halftime. I can't think of what those little things they called the peanut butter jelly things.
Crustables?
Yeah, they were my favorite. I'm not going to lie.
Brady Hutchinson with a fair catch at the 45-yard line.
Good field position.
And was that the play call design, or was that on the running back where he has to stay in bounds?
I think that's on everybody. You know, everyone's got to be on the same page. The running back's got to know that you're running the ball simply to kill the half. And once he got towards the sideline, though, smart by him. He did absolutely try and stop and stay in bounds, but obviously the Colgate players pushed him out of bounds enough to stop the clock. So Colgate's got great field position here. 48 seconds to go in the half with a couple of timeouts. So see if they can get themselves some points on this drive.
Yeah, and this game certainly looks different, Terry. If it's 20-7 at the half, obviously Lehigh's still in control, but would have a different feel. Here is Sterney back to pass. Pocket crumbles, and Sterney will be sacked for the first time today.
And I was just getting ready
Matt
to say
Spatney.
that. First time today that he's been under a little bit of pressure, but he's done a great job of handling the pressure so far. Lehigh is obviously known for getting home up front with their front four, and it's the first time today they've gotten Jake on the ground, so it'll be 2nd and 11. Colgate forced to use their second time out of the half, and I'm watching Jaden Green out there for Lehigh. I'm sorry, Jaden's the number 0 on offense. TJ Burke, number 0 on defense for Lehigh. He's got about as minimal a football uniform as you can have on to still be allowed to go out there and play, and kudos to him on this degree day here in Hamilton, New York.
8th sack of the season by Spatney. One good thing for Colgate, Sterney was stepping up, so only a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for the Raiders. 39 seconds to go, now 1 timeout.
Greatest way to negate all this pressure that Lehigh is getting from on their front four against Jake Sterney is to get a little screen game, get some separation between the pressure and the dropping linebackers, and get somebody out in space and see if we can get some yards going and get this drive started.
Here comes the pressure again. Sterney dumps it off to the running back, Shaban, running as hard as he can, gets out of bounds. Bad news is, Terry,
loss of 1, buddy.
Loss of yards, 3rd and 12, going backwards, not forward.
Definitely not the play lines. 3rd and 12 for Colgate here on this drive. Not where they want to live as far as in the sticks are concerned, and you can see this Lehigh pass rush getting at. No sooner did I say something about T. Burke's uniform, it looks like the officials made him pull his shirt down.
To Shaban's credit, he knew he would only get 3 or 4 if he ran forward, so why not get out of bounds at least? Here is Sterney, steps up in the pocket, has a man. Hutchison, clutch, dancing down the near sideline, 1st down and more. 26 seconds left to go in the 2nd quarter. Brady Hutchison stopped in space.
Really smart play by Hutch right there as he turned and faced a defender, made him miss to the boundary side of things, knowing that he was going to get out of bounds when he got done doing his business. So Colgate with a 1st and 10 here at the Lehigh 36. Not quite in field goal range yet. Some more work to be done, but 26 seconds and a timeout to with.
Pressure's been furious on this possession. Here it comes again. Sterney running for his life. Far side rollout will throw it out of bounds. Took 7 seconds. 2nd and 10. 19 seconds left to go.
Clock stop. Still got some opportunity to maybe take a shot at the end zone, but Every time, Jake Sterney holds the ball for anything more than 2 or 2.5 seconds to look downfield, he's got a face full of Mountain Hawk front.
Vogler missed a 45-yarder. Going this way earlier in the quarter. To even attempt that again, Colgate needs at least, they need still a chunk. Here's a pass play. The Glenn Gardner, great ankle tackle. Just shy of the first down marker.
Well, you called it. Really, really great tackle there by Bryson Edwards for the Lehigh defense, tackling Reed Johnson inbounds and making Colgate use their last time out of the half, and what's going to be coming up on a third. And what I'm going to say is going to be 3, I think, for Colgate when they come back from this out. 12 seconds to go. No timeouts, so whatever you do after this play, you've got to kill the clock to give your kicker a chance to get out there.
Boy, Swanson had a lot of real estate. Plus, he could have dashed out of bounds if he needed to. What a play by Bryson Edwards. And we talk about the front four so much, but the Fredericksburg, Virginia native playing a heck of a year, leading the team in tackles with 73, 9 tackles for a loss and 5.5 sacks. The senior linebacker playing some great ball for Coach Kevin Cahill.
Yeah, this Lehigh team reminds me a lot of a team I saw in Maroon in 2018 here. They're really good on defense, obviously. They haven't given up a touchdown in 10 quarters almost.
Yep.
10 quarters right now, and they're 12 seconds away from not giving up one in 11. And they're a complete football team, offense, defense, and special teams for sure.
Shaben in the backfield with Sterney. No timeouts for the Raiders. Sterney looking for the end zone. Has Fogler. Touchdown, Raiders. Fogler does it again. 5th touchdown catch in the last 3 games.
This kid is on fire, Eric. He's really coming on strong for Colgate. And as we said, going into the drive, Colgate's got quick strike abilities with Fogler and Swanson. And huge momentum gainer right there for the Raiders. Will now get their first touchdown of the game. Lehigh's first touchdown they've given up in 10 quarters, so that is a nice momentum swing for them for sure, and lets Lehigh know that they're here to play.
And let's give Sterney a lot of credit. He was staring down in all that pressure and was able to deliver an absolute strike right over the shoulder of Fogler.
I mean, he's got 1 sack in the day for 1-yard loss against a great pass rushing team, so doing a great job, Jake Sterney, for Colgate, avoiding getting out of the pocket. He's had a couple throwaways. Don't hurt you. The sacks hurt. So he's playing some smart football there, and a quick strike for the Raiders here to end that first half. And now they can probably just kick it. And I know Lehigh's got 3 timeouts, but you can't do more than 6 seconds.
18th touchdown pass of the season for Sterney. As we'll get the scoring summary up in a moment to take a look at Jake Sterney for the Sterney score. Wow, this game is a different complexion right now, Terry.
100%. That was a huge drive for the Colgate offense there. Getting themselves back to this thing, and it should go to halftime at 20-7. We'll see how this last 6 seconds play out, but that was a fantastic job by them. And all Coach Fitzpatrick wanted to do was be around in the second half, and down by 2 touchdowns. In a lot of people's opinions, probably they're not around, but they are because they can score fast.
6 plays, 55 yards, 42 seconds off the clock. It was a 28-yard hookup between Sterney and the first-year player Fogler from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Just what the doctor ordered for if you're a Colgate fan, and Lehigh's got to be wondering why we're letting these guys hang around. Ball has fallen off the tee here twice, so they're going to make someone come in and hold it. A little bit of a stronger breeze right now here in the Shenango Valley coming out of the south. As we said earlier, the gales of November have certainly come calling. We had snow on the ground 3 out of 4 days this week up here in Hamilton. I had to shovel my sidewalk and steps more than once, and it's early November.
Ball is held. The kick, it's into the end. It will be returned. Could be the last play of the second quarter. And the tackle was made at the 20-yard line.
0 clock, partner. I think we're going to halftime.
Yeah. Returned by Jaden Green. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. And we're going to send it down to Faith Kane when she is with Coach Fitzpatrick. Would an end to the first half. Jake Sterney would not give up. Kept battling handling the pressure. And now we're going to send it down to Faith and Coach Fitzpatrick.
All right, Coach, coming up with that big touchdown there and just to finish out this half, what have you seen out of Matt Fogler that you've just liked so much so far?
Fogler, I mean, he's freshman, he's mature, and he's not scared to make plays. I think the last couple weeks he's been growing, and quarterbacks are starting to trust him, and our team needed that at the end, and he's a big time player, and we got to keep going to him.
And defensively, you guys have actually stopped the rush pretty well, but lost some deep ball there. What do you need to change there for the second half?
More discipline. It's inexcusable. If it's a lack of preparation or a lack of execution, either way, a little bit of both, and we got to be better on third down. We're getting them to third down. We just got to get off the field.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you so much, Faith. We will step aside. Halftime show after this with Lehigh leading Colgate 20-7. Patriot League football on ESPN+. Lehigh 20, Colgate 7. The Mountain Hawks, as advertised, the fourth team in the country, but Colgate hanging in there. And let's take a look at the highlights from the first half here at Andy Kerr Stadium in Hamilton. Take it away, Terry.
Well, Lehigh came out and went right down the field and got a nice drive out out of their offense. And then the pass interference on the goal line here, setting Lehigh up inside the 5-yard line on their opening drive. So able to punch it home on a 12-play, 53-yard drive early in the game to go up 7-0. And then coming back after a huge play here on third down, big 50-yard gain on 9 here, got the next drive going down the field, but Colgate able to come up with a bit of a stop in the red zone, hold them back-to-back field goals on their next 2 offensive drives. The drive after this one probably more stopped by Lehigh penalties in the red zone. Another big play and catch right here that got Lehigh the 1st and goal, but that drive turned into a couple Lehigh red zone penalties and ended up with a field goal on that drive as well, because there was a chop block on that play. So that penalty was negated by a Lehigh penalty, or that touchdown was negated by a Lehigh penalty. And, Lehigh coming back a little bit later in the half. Colgate with a major coverage breakdown, getting Jameel open well behind the secondary to give Lehigh the 20-0 lead. And then Colgate coming back on offense with a really, really nice drive of their own, 42-second drive on 2 minutes to go in the half. And big play by Fogler. He's been making them lately, man. He's fun to watch. And, Colgate cut the lead to 20-7. The first touchdown Lehigh's defense has given up a long, long time. So I think the Colgate Raiders went to the locker room with the momentum. What the second half has in store as far as that's concerned.
We'll take a look at stats after Patriot League football, ESPN+. Lehigh 20. To the let's take a at the stats from the first half of play.
Well, the stats after the first quarter were tipped heavily in Lehigh's favor on all occasions, but Colgate bounced back a little bit with some offense here in the second quarter as they kind of balanced out the time of possession a little bit. I know it's still 5 minutes in Lehigh's favor, but it was 11 minutes in Lehigh's favor at one point in time. And, Fitzpatrick going to break and talking to Faith, we talked about third down, but Lehigh is only 2 of 6 on third down, so I think he'd be okay with that number if he saw it. I think he'd like to get them to more third down tries and have some more success first and second down and make them have some more third down opportunities. But balance out a little bit. I look at the Jake Sterney passing stats, 9 for 16. Not his normal. He's usually a 70% or better passer. Lehigh front four chasing him around pretty good and putting some pressure on him, but I thought he handled that pretty well. Colgate really that comes up to me, they would probably love to have had that be a 20-10. Big second quarter there for Colgate, getting right back in it. Excited about the score. Obviously, they got to be excited about the score they had right before the half. Looking excited for a second half here. This should be a lot of fun to see. I think Colgate's going to get the ball to start the second half. I don't remember how the coin toss went, to be honest with you, but so Lehigh will get the ball, and it'll be very important for Colgate to get a stop and get their offense back out there as they have some offensive momentum right now.
Thank you very much, Terry. More halftime show after this, ESPN Plus. Just about set for a third quarter of action here at Andy Kerr Stadium. But before we start the third quarter, let's go to Faith Kane.
You know, we've been in the end zone a couple of times. I got called back from penalties. We got to fix that. That's the first thing we got to fix. But just happy with the way we're controlling the line of scrimmage and got to continue to do a better job.
And you talk about penalties there. You have had a couple times where you should have scored, but penalties kind of came into the way. What was the message in the locker room about that?
Focus on ourselves and stop playing, you know, just don't block one extra head. You know, we got to be smart about what we're doing and staying hot. I like the physicality, some physical penalties we had that you're okay with, but we got to play a little bit smarter.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you, Faith. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Faith. Talking to Kevin Cahill. As Terry mentioned, Central New York roots. Played his high school ball at New York Mills. And, of course, a longtime assistant at Yale before taking over the Lehigh program 3 years ago. And what a quick turnaround it's been. And, of course, Coach Fitzpatrick would love to do the same here, Terry.
No reason why you can't. A lot of positivity here in the Shenango Valley, a lot of positivity with the Colgate football program. A lot of good things going on here, for sure. So very, very bright future. But I'm looking forward to this next 30 minutes to see if Colgate can go out right now, get a stop on defense, get their offense back on the field. Their offense had momentum to end that half, and see what happens here.
Here's the kickoff, and it will be handled by Green. Last time he handled it there, he ran it back, but that was at the end of the first half, just trying to make something happen. And some coaches would look at this, Terry, and say, what are we going to do? We're playing the number 4 team in the country. Coach Fitzpatrick spun it where we're excited for this opportunity. We want to see what we can do against the number 4 team in the country. And so far, pretty good. 20-7 Lehigh, both teams with some missed opportunities in the first half.
Well, with the schedule Colgate plays, the ranking number in front of anybody's name on the score sheet doesn't really bother them. They've played this their third FCS-ranked team they played this year, right, third or fourth, and then obviously playing the ACC team. So not afraid of the opponent of the crossing the line of scrimmage for sure.
We're talking with Jordan Doroshenko. We're not sure. We don't think, at least, that anyone higher than 4 has ever come to Hamilton, New York. Been great competition through the years, but ranked 4th in the nation as Yoder carries it to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, something tells me Coach Hunt for the Lehigh offense would like to establish a run game here a little bit. Not a very, Lehigh-like running scenario in the first half. They didn't have a lot of great running yards, and I'm sure Coach Hunt's going to want to fix that right now. So it's interesting to see how they come out with a little ground-and-pound action.
Here's a flanker screen. Stops short of the first down. Tymir win with a nice open field tackle.
Very nice play by Tymir right there. So Lehigh's going to face a 3rd and 3.5 here on their opening drive of the second half.
First catch of the day for Joseph Marenka, the starting tight end, coming into this one with 9 receptions. 3rd down coming up for Lehigh. Remember, Luke Yoder, back-to-back 1,000-yard season, 6.9 average. Then check in the first half, 3.6 yards per carry for Luke.
Big 3rd down here for the Colgate defense to see if they can get off the field and get their offense back out there.
In motion. Was it caught?
It was not.
Incomplete by Marenka, throwing ahead. And that will force a punting situation for Lehigh. Couldn't order a better start to the third quarter for the maroon and white. Colgate set to get the ball back. Brady Hutchinson position inside his 30-yard line.
Yeah, big drive right there scenario for the Colgate defense to get Lehigh off the field, get their punter out there. But now the opportunity to get their offense back on the field and get Jake Sterney back in activity and get this second half going in the same direction they finished the first half in.
That punt dies quickly, and it will
done right there. 33 yards.
Sidewind its way out of bounds as it looked like it hit off a player.
Hit off one of the Lehigh guys, and like you said, just checked up and went directly out of bounds. So I believe Colgate's ball at their own 35-yard line to start their opening drive of the second half. And
we're going to go to break. More third quarter action after this. ESPN Plus.
Kids grow up fast, but with the money you earn from your PenFed checking and savings accounts, you can be there to support them through every stage of life.
I got it. PenFed's got great for everyone.
The Patriot League on ESPN is on Instagram. Championship moments, amazing highlights, behind-the-scenes coverage, and features on the best and brightest student athletes in the NCAA. Follow us at Patriot League today.
The Patriot League is dedicated to the development of the student athlete through excellence in athletic competition, challenging academics, personal growth, and contributions within their communities. The Patriot League places among the NCAA leaders in graduation rates annually, with graduates moving on to serve in all facets of society by using their talents and voices for positive change. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leader. We are the Patriot League.
At PenFed Credit Union, we help our members make the most of their personal finances so they can make the most of their dreams.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
Forces Lehigh in a 3-and-out situation. Let's see if the Raiders can take advantage of it offensively. Sterney has Maldonado to his right. Play action pass. Sterney fires it down the field. Has a man. It is complete. Red zone time for the Raiders. Matt Fogler once again with a big-time catch.
Fogler with back-to-back big-time get-behind-the-defense type catches for the Colgate Raiders as he finished the first half doing that with their touchdown and starts the second half in the same way. Honestly, if this thing is thrown inside, he's in the end zone. He's 3 yards behind anybody. He has to slow down and wait for the ball just a little bit, and that lets the Lehigh defense catch up. But Colgate in business to start the second half, 1st and 10 at the Lehigh 18-yard line.
Sterney really sold the play action. It led to Fogler getting past the defense. Otto tries to jitterbug his way to the outside, tackled at the 16-yard line. Second down forthcoming for the Raiders. New life for the maroon and white. Down 20-0, 20-7, and the Raiders looking for more.
Yeah, they did a great job finishing the first half. Came out in the second half and got a stop on defense that they needed desperately, and now they're here in the red zone with Zach Osborne in at quarterback. 2nd and 8 for Colgate at the Lehigh 16-yard line. Brady Hutch is slow to get off the field, so I think they're being called for an illegal substitution because they lined up with 12 guys on offense. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, so it's going to go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 12.
That was a 47-yard pass to Matt Fogler, his longest catch of his collegiate career. Remember, Fogler, only a first player. Of course, the injury to everything Von Saunders in the Richmond game, and people have had to step up, including number 88. Sterney standing in the pocket. Now he'll scramble.
That's Osborne.
Fakes the pass. Osborne, inside the 20 to the 18. After the delay there, I forgot that the Carmel commander stays out there for the Raiders.
Yeah, they left him out there after the penalty, so it looks like it's going to be, 3rd and long right now. And Sterney comes back in the game for Colgate. Zach Osborne still a little gimpy for Colgate, but I admire that guy just trying to fight through it and give his team everything he got in his last 2 weeks of his career.
Yeah, Coach Fitzpatrick said they were looking to open the playbook up a little more for Osborne and throw the ball. And it looked like he was going to throw the ball there. Nothing open, so he had to tuck it and run. Here's Sterney on 3rd down in the end zone, broken. Intercepted.
No. Intercepted at the 1-yard line after the ball went off of Fogler's fingertips. Landed in the Lehigh defender's hands. I think that's number 37 for the Lehigh defense right there, making the big play, Jackson Dowd. So Lehigh with the turnover, and now they'll take over with their offense. Looks to be on the 1-yard.
Yeah, initially it looked like it was just broken up, but the carom went right to Dowd, who was able to corral it into his breadbasket. And just like that, the linebacker, Jack Dowd, has the interception, his first of the season. The Glen Ridge, New Jersey native, coming into this game with 17 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and a sack. Able to pick it off at the goal line. A colossal turnover for the Raiders.
That was a big one. Let's see if their defense can hold Lehigh here and get the ball right back to their offense. Lehigh with 99 yards to go.
Johnson will hand it off to Yoder. Yoder tackled by Eli Hamilton. Hamilton holding on for dear life. Trooper Price helping out. I believe Yoder got a little bit of breathing room, Terry, to the 4.
Yeah, you got him out to the 4-yard line. So right now, your goal on an offense when you take the ball over inside your own 5 is just to make that first down, so you're not shortening his alignment for if you do have to punt and standing in the end zone, you'll avoid that for sure.
Usually deflected passes, they go high up in the air and can be somewhat easy to come up with the interception, but that was ping pong ball coming fast and furious to Dowd. Great reaction.
It was good reaction by him for sure.
Here is Yoder trying to get more breathing room. He does out to I think they're going to spot it between the 8 and the 9-yard line. Needs to get where, Terry? To the 13?
It's got to get to the 11. I think the ball started on the 1, so I think we're looking at 3rd and 2 for 9. Big down here for both teams as Lehigh wants to establish some offense here in this second half, and Colgate looking to win 3rd down on defense again and get their offense back out there for another crack at it.
Let's see what the Mountain Hawks do here with Johnson. Yoder to his left will be number 6 for the 3rd straight time. Johnson back to pass. Far sideline, has a man. It is caught by Humphrey. First down, Mountain Hawks getting separation from the cornerback and coming up with a long pass play.
Got himself behind Alexander right there, and Hayden Johnson delivered the ball on target. And now Lehigh is out of what you would call the trouble zone with the ball out on the Colgate 39-yard line.
And a sure-handed
basically
catch.
It's starting over. You feel like when you make a play like that and get the ball out of your own end, you're starting to drive over at this point.
Sliding two-handed catch by Humphrey, and here's a handoff to Yoder. Hit in the backfield, gobbled up and thrown down by Adam DeSantis.
Adam DeSantis just threw that young man out the bar and decided it's going to be 2nd and 12. Big TFL for Colgate defense now, getting Lehigh behind the sticks, which is a great opportunity for them to live in. Lehigh likes to live between the sticks like every offense does, and mix run and pass. So 2nd and 11 for the Mountain Hawks here at their own 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
Interceptions few and far between for Sterney this year. Only a 7th pick compared to 18 touchdowns.
And that was a tough one. That ball was tipped up in the air where everybody had a crack.
Quick delivery, incomplete. Humphrey pays the price. Kenny Langston with a shot.
Yeah, Humphrey's got some length to him, but I think he's going to talk to Hayden about bringing that one down a little bit so he doesn't have to expose his body like he did right there. 3rd down 11 now, so Colgate with a full substitution nickel package coming on the field. Lehigh looking to 10 personnel, meaning there are no tight ends out there, 1 running back, and the rest of the math puts you with 4 wideouts.
Thank you for that, Terry. Green in the backfield with Hayden Johnson.
Colgate showing all-out pressure, cover 0 behind it. They've done that a couple times today and backed out. Let's see what they do here on this crew. Everyone coming. Everyone claim, forced a quick throw, incomplete.
Ball
4th and 11.
The intended target could not come up with it. It was thrown behind the receiver, and that will bring up 4th down. Anthony Feaster, who had a major catch in the first half, could do nothing there as that was well behind him, and that's what pressure can do. You force a quick throw and mistimed. That will bring out the punter for the 2nd time this half.
I think that's the first time today Colgate has brought the pressure that they've been shown. They've lined up it a couple times and backed out of it, and that time they brought everyone that was lined up that came did.
Poole, the place kicker, and the punter, Hutchison, running full bore ahead when he comes up with it.
Colgate will have good field position, though, when we come back.
Yeah, and we'll come back after this. More action on ESPN+.
Here at Andy Kerr Stadium, Lehigh with a big lead right now, 27. We're about to see him on defense, and part of that key defense is Tyler Ahoy. He's leading this team in sacks with 9 so far on the season, but he wasn't always in the position that he is in now. He used to be a middle linebacker, now into a defensive end. He said the toughest part is I don't weigh as much as what typical defensive ends weigh. I'm 230 pounds. He said he learned how to use his athleticism and his quickness to be great on the pass rush on the outside. So we'll see him again tonight. Eric?
Thank you very much, Faith Sterney, with a little dump off to Cole Fulton. I believe that's 28's first action in the afternoon. Takes it 5 yards, Terry. 7-5 for the Raiders. Sterney play action pass has a man complete. Hudson right at the sticks.
That's a
Thought he had it.
That's a first down from where I'm sitting, but I don't know if the line judge take about a half a step to his left. He's not going to do it, so it's going to be 3rd and short for Colgate right here at their own 47-yard line. Whole bunch of tight ends, and Zach Osborne coming in here on 3rd and short. Eric, this is where it gets fun.
And no Brendan Major today. He is definitely an option on these short yard situations. Maybe not carrying the ball, but definitely as a lead blocker. Chuck Owens assuming that responsibility. Here's Osborne with a quick pass. Has a man. Thought it was Clutch Hutch.
Needed the yard, got 2 yards. It is Clutch Hutch, your boy up there, with a 2-yard reception from Osborne. The first time he's thrown the ball in a long time. And, man, he was throwing it good before he got hurt this year. He was really dropping some nice throws for the Raiders. Also staying out there on 1st and 10 for Colgate, Zach Osborne.
Yeah, and I thought it might catch the Lehigh defense a little more off guard, but Lehigh was ready for it. Hutchison only with a 2-yard catch.
Here's a formation that can cause some defenses some problems when you got Fogler and Swanson lined up next to each other.
It's Osborne with a straight-ahead run, pirouettes his way inside Lehigh territory to the 46-yard line, a gain of 4, first down. You have to love those averages, Terry.
Yeah, you want to live in first, second, medium, and 2nd and 6 is okay. 4 yards on the first down play by Osborne, and he's staying in the game right now. Really patient run by Zach right there. Wasn't enough open, wasn't much open initially, but he showed his experience, showed his seniorism. Is that a word, seniorism? And just did a great job finding some yards out of that play. And I like the fact he's staying on the field here for Colgate and see if he can finish this drive and in the end zone once again.
2nd and 6 for the Raiders. A fake handoff to Maldonado on the reverse. Instead, Osborne with the keeper picks up 4 more, a 3rd and 2. And if Lehigh is to win this and climb in the rankings, they need Montana State, Montana, or North Dakota State to lose. Montana at Portland State at 5. Montana State hosting UC Davis at 10:30. Then I got to find out what North Dakota State's up to.
I won't have any idea what's going on at 10:30 on the West Coast tonight. But Lehigh, just stay right where you're at. You know, if you win this game, win next week, be 4th in the country, you're going to host probably 2 playoff games. Not only are you going to get a bye, but you might host both playoff games coming out of that bye, which would be ever happened in Patriot League action. A lot of confusion here on the Colgate offense as they were guys motioning around, guys with their palms up in the air. So Coach Fitzpatrick forced an untimely timeout. He comes out to talk to his receivers. It looked like they weren't maybe lined up where they were supposed to be, but come back to the field here. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 for Colgate.
We're going to keep things right here. And of course, after today, rivalry is renewed in Easton, Pennsylvania. The Mountain Hawks Leopards go at it, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the game of the year next year down there in Pennsylvania if both teams were undefeated in the Patriot League as they were starting out today. Not sure what's going on with Lafayette's game, but obviously we got Lehigh with a 2-touchdown lead right in front of us here. So everything on the line for the Mountain Hawks if they can finish this one and take their undefeated season into their big rival against the Lafayette Leopards next week. But right now the Colgate Raiders trying to get something going and put some peril in this Lehigh season as they're down by 2 scores, but driving right now, 3rd and 2. Zach Osborne playing quarterback right now.
Osborne will throw it, has a man complete at the 35-yard line. Pinpoint precision once again by the Carmel Commander. That is Fogler with another catch.
Osborne, nice 3rd down rip to Fogler right there on a little slant. Fogler with a great job with his put between ball and defender and taking care of it and converting on 3rd down for Colgate. So now it's 1st and 10 inside the 35-yard line, and Osborne staying out there at quarterback. Coach Fitz has found himself a nice little package right here, using the tight end in the backfield as a blocker for Zach.
Osborne fakes the run, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Well overthrown, and there's a flag on the play. Swanson, the intended target.
Well, if there's ever anything anymore in college football is uncatchable, they'll call it now, as that ball was 20 yards over Reed Swanson's head. But I think they're going to call defensive pass interference. I didn't see it, but I don't have a flag or stripes on my shirt, so not important that I see it, but they're marking off a defensive pass interference against the Mountain Hawks right now, and it'll be Colgate ball 1st and 10 inside the 20-yard line.
And as far as Lafayette is concerned, they currently lead Richmond 14-7, 7:46 left to go in the second quarter there. That game started later than ours today.
While we're talking about out-of-town scores,
yes.
I know all of our viewers are watching the Ithaca-Cortland game on their iPads and already know this, but the final from Butterfield Stadium in South Hill in Ithaca, New York, Bombers 26, down the road 21. Good guys.
Osborne with a quick hitter to Swanson, run after the catch. Inside the 15, another flag on the field.
Sure, I think they're going to get Mr. Swanson for offensive pass interference with the push-off there. So that may be just a little bit of what they call the equalizing call or the balancing call or the makeup call.
There's no such thing, but it was
whatever.
there.
Sure is on that play. So now Colgate being called for the offensive pass interference, but that's a big, big penalty. Now it's going to be 1st and 25. So you talk about getting behind the sticks. You can't get behind the sticks more than 1st and 25. So big penalty on Reed Swanson right there, and they roll Jake Sterney back out at quarterback. Colgate on this 1st and 25 from their own 35-yard line.
As Zach Osborne started to get help, this is the most we've seen him, and now Jake Sterney back in. Osborne did a fantastic job for the Raiders in that package. Action pass, here comes the pressure. Sterney will throw it down the field. No catch, incomplete. It was deflected at the last second. It looks like the Lehigh defender coverage is coming up a little lame there, as that is Makai Smith.
Lehigh doing what Lehigh does. They're getting pressure with just a 4-man rush, but Jake Sterney has really, really done a nice job of handling that pressure today, avoiding it, getting to an area where he can find a way to get the ball thrown down the field. I know that was incomplete. Well done by Jake with his feet.
Here is 2nd and 25 from the Lehigh 34-yard line. Colgate has to pick up a chunk here. They don't have to pick it all up. And here is a quick hitter. They didn't pick up much at all. Yeah. Marco Maldonado catch brought down immediately after a 3-yard gain to the 31.
You're looking at 3rd and 21 after that 4-yard gain right there. So I called offensive football for a long, long time, and I didn't have many plays on my sheet for 3rd and 21. You know what you need on your sheet for 3rd and 21? You need great players. That's how you make 3rd and 21. So, time for that too, but time for Reed Swanson or Matt Vogler to step up and make one of those big plays they've been making for Colgate all year.
Vogler missed a 45-yarder earlier in the game. If they don't pick up anything here, it'd be a 48-yard. Here comes the pressure. Sterney will step his feet, throw down the field. It is batted around, and it falls incomplete. 4th and 22 coming up for the Raiders.
Another time where, Lehigh just brought 4, and they did the little twist game up front, got Jake out of the pocket, got him running around, but good coverage on the back end for Lehigh there as well. So they have themselves a nice scenario. So it's going to be a long field goal attempt from our guy right here. We're looking at, 44 yards, 43 yards?
I think unofficially, Terry, it'll be a 48-yarder. As long of the year is 49. Osborne a hole. The Caledonia kick machine. Luke Vogler out there to try to make this a 10-point game. And here is the kick. It does not have enough distance. No good. Lehigh taking over with 2:58 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with more after this. ESPN Plus.
Curtis Lumber is the professional's choice for home improvement. Whether you're a builder, contractor, or do-it-yourselfer, you can count on Curtis Lumber for premium and expert advice. Whenever remodeling or building new, see the pros at Curtis Lumber for windows and doors, roofing, siding, decks and building packages, floors, and more. Stop in to see your friendly pros at your local Curtis Lumber, now with 23 locations to serve you.
At NBT Bank, we believe that if you focus on what matters, the rest will fall into place. And for us, that place happens to be at the top as one of Forbes' world's best banks. NBT ranked high in overall satisfaction, along with customer service, reliability, and digital banking tools. So whether you need personal or business solutions, financial advice, or the latest mobile banking technology, you can be sure with NBT, you don't just have a great team, you have one of the best.
Colgate settling for 2 long Luke Vogler field goal attempts, missing them from 45 and 48. Certainly not easy to connect on those. Luke Vogler certainly can. He has a 49 to his credit this year. I don't know why I said 49er. Definitely not a fan of San Francisco. But here is Lehigh with the ball, 20-7. And the pass is complete to Feaster, now incomplete.
Good thing they're waving it off because Colgate's going the other way. Caleb Alexander's making his way to the end zone with the football, so calling it incomplete.
And I think that was tackle-aided there, Terry, because it looked like he had it, but a nice pop.
Yeah, I agree. I think he turned and tried to make some hay with the ball before he actually had it put away and put the ball on the ground. There was no football move there, so it will be an incomplete pass. 10 for Lehigh. And it's been a while since the Mountain Hawks really did anything on offense, to be quite honest with you, so I got a feeling there's a little frustration on their side right now.
Hasn't been pretty for Lehigh so far, but if you're undefeated, you just want to survive and advance. Luke Yoder has been bottled up once again. He has nothing going on in the middle of the field. Dane Piccarello among others.
Yeah, I think that was Elijah Hamilton right there with that big play. He ended the thing at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 9, but a Colgate player down. I do believe it is
Piccarello.
Piccarello, you are correct.
Official timeout for a player's injury.
So a man down on the field. The third situation coming up for the Mountain Hawks. Colgate currently 4-6 on the year, 2-3 in Patriot League play, while Lehigh a perfect 10-0, 5-0 in league competition as Piccarello quickly springs to his feet. And if Lehigh and Lafayette both win today, it will set up a 2 unblemished Patriot League marks going head-to-head for the Patriot League title. As we take a look at Colgate's schedule, they have home game, Terry, finishing
One
up
more
with Bucknell.
home game next week against Bucknell for the Raiders, but you look at that schedule, Monmouth nationally ranked. Richmond was one-time national. Villanova was at one-time nationally ranked. Syracuse ACC team. You know, they've certainly played a heck of a schedule this year, as they always do here at Colgate.
Monmouth, they surged all the way up, I believe, inside the top 5 before they were upset. Here is Green, catch out of the backfield, first down. Haven't heard much from the backup tailback, who's having another great season for the Mountain Hawks, but there he comes up big. Fresh set of downs for Lehigh.
That was a big 3rd down conversion for the Lehigh defense, right, their offense right there. Colgate had him in 3rd and 9. Coach Fitzpatrick talked about 3rd down defense at the halftime, and that's where they got to get off the field. You might not win 3rd and 5 or less, but you as a defense win 3rd and 9.
150 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Hayden Johnson takes a glance behind him. Green will stand to his right, wide receiver on each side. A handoff to Green, veering left, gets to the 45, and that's it. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Lehigh.
I'll tell you, a guy who's in a heck of a game for Colgate right now is number 96, Adam DeSantis. He has been in the Lehigh backfield multiple occasions today. I know that doesn't make the TFL, but it is 2nd and 9, and he got up pretty fired up right there. So, Lehigh being true to themselves. Colgate's playing a whole lot of guys in the box. There's 8 in the box on. I won't be here on 2nd and 9, but on 1st and 10, there's 8 or 9 in the box, and Lehigh content to ball against that kind of front.
Play action pass. Johnson pump fake. Here comes the pressure. Johnson looking to run. Angles out of bounds. I think still inside Lehigh territory at the 49. Need to get to the Colgate 46. They're going to mark him now all the way up to the 50. So a 3rd and 4 coming up for Lehigh.
And I'm giving all the credit on that play right there to the Colgate secondary. Lehigh had something cooking down the field, and the Colgate secondary held their own, and Dane Piccarello got some great pressure on the quarterback, got him out of the pocket, disrupted the play, and as you said, Hayden Johnson had to run out of bounds at the 50, so 3rd and 4, as you said, Eric, and we'll see if Lehigh can make a conversion here, if the Colgate defense can get off the field on 3rd down.
And good to see Piccarello to return right away. Here's Johnson, back to pass, pocket crumbles. Johnson will go down.
Well, that's a zone pressure by the Colgate defense right there. They dropped Adam DeSantis into coverage and brought a couple linebackers on the pressure, and the pressure got home, so that's going to make it down, and Lehigh is going to be forced to punt. So huge play as the 3rd quarter comes to an end, and we go to the 4th quarter for Colgate.
Maglicano magic for the Raiders with a sack, and that's how the 3rd quarter will come to an end with Lehigh leading 20-7. ESPN Plus. Lehigh in punting formation, as this will be the 4th punt of the afternoon for Connor Poole. 33-yard average. Brady Hutchison calls for the fair catch as it looks like the rain's coming down pretty steady now, Terry, in the fourth quarter.
As they said, it was going to rain before it was over, and at 3:20 in the afternoon, the rain has fallen here in the Shenango Valley, so 42 degrees will now feel like 32 degrees, but it's dry and warm here in the press box because my man is allowing me to have the window closed today. So Colgate taking over, first and 10 at their own 15-yard line, does it look like, 13-yard line?
You've had a long time to look at this third quarter stat sheet now, Terry. What does it tell you? Anything that pops out at you there?
Honestly, it was a pretty mundane third quarter. Neither team getting a whole lot of offense going. Colgate missed a field goal. Lehigh hadn't had a whole lot of offense really in the second or third quarter. So things have kind of slowed down pace-wise here. Colgate's had some chances, but Lehigh still with a 2-score lead, and the time of possession has balanced out a little bit. Lehigh 4 of 11 on third down, Colgate 4 of 12, so not a lot going on there. Both teams have slowed offensively a little bit.
It's really coming down. Cole Fulton with a run to nowhere, 2nd and 10. 20-7 Lehigh. Well, usually this time of year it's snow. Guess we'll take the rain. Here's Sterney back to pass, going down the field, one-on-one. Incomplete, as it was a little underthrown. Fogler trying to adjust. I think it might have hit the backside of the Lehigh defensive back.
I believe you're right. I think that thing was just a touch underthrown. I think Fogler kind of got a step late and got away. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Colgate.
Well, Colgate was happy to make a stop defensively, but now, Terry, if they don't produce anything here, Lehigh's probably going to get good field position looking to close this out, up 13 with just over 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think if Lehigh were to force a punt right here, it would definitely be in their favor if they could get some grinding going. But, just a little wide receiver screen going right there, and the offensive line down the field trying to make some blocks, but unable to do so. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Colgate maybe. So punt team coming on, punt return team on for Lehigh, and Lehigh should get the ball back right around midfield.
First catch of the day for Max Walters, his 10th of the season. Jeffrey Jamil right now standing inside Colgate territory at the 48.
The wind is blowing into the punter's face. It's at Lehigh's back right now, so they'll have the wind as the fourth quarter plays out and the weather picks up.
Tyler Fontenot send this one high to the Hamilton sky. Jamil camps under it, goes to his knees at the 48-yard line, so Lehigh will have it inside Lehigh territory. We will go to break. 20-7 Mountain Hawks, 13:25 to go in the fourth. ESPN Plus.
At Community Memorial, we are focused on the personalization of healthcare throughout all of our facilities, which include Community Memorial Hospital and our 5 family health centers. We are open and all services are available with every preventative measure in place to provide you and your family a safe visit.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet. Wait a minute, I tell you.
Elevate the beauty and efficiency of your home with Anderson Windows from Curtis Lumber. Anderson offers the perfect blend of style, durability, and innovation. Trade professionals agree. Anderson products are #1 in quality and performance. They're backed by among the best warranties in the industry. When building new or remodeling, trust Anderson Windows from Curtis Lumber, the professional's choice for home improvement.
13:25 left to go. Lehigh looking to close this one out, up 20-7. Really impressed with the Colgate run defense so far, Terry.
They've done a great job. Their front seven has really held this great rushing attack of Lehigh in check all day long, and let's see if they can hold up here in the last 13 minutes of the game and just keep putting the ball back in their offense's hands.
Here's a handoff to Yoder. Patient run. Didn't get much. 2 yards to the 50, and other than that breakdown on the long touchdown pass to Jeffrey Jamil, the 64-yarder, unless I'm forgetting something, this defense has been pretty sound today.
They absolutely have. I'm really impressed with the way the Colgate defense adjusted. Lehigh has been scoring points aplenty as of late, and Colgate's done a great job against them. I'm surprised also Lehigh hasn't taken more shots down the field with the success they had getting behind Colgate on a couple of occasions.
2nd and 8 for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson back to pass, has plenty of time. Man, it's Jamil short of the first down at the Colgate 44. Now they're going to call it 43. Needs to get to the, what's it, 3rd and 1, Terry?
It's going to be 3rd and about 1.5 here, and another big 3rd down opportunity for both teams. Lehigh needs to stay on the field and see if they can salt this thing away, and Colgate's just got to keep getting it back to their offense, hoping something good can happen.
Johnson has a running back to his right, 10 and counting. And it is a run straight ahead. Yoder explodes for a 2-yard gain.
You got 2 on 3rd and 1.5, and the chains are moving.
And Yoder knew the assignment.
So now we'll keep an eye on the play clock and see if Lehigh is going to go into the bleed the clock scenario where they won't snap it with with over 5 seconds on the play clock and just kind of run down and see if they can finish the game here on offense. I think a touchdown drive here would put it out of reach.
After giving up 59 points a week ago to get to Lafayette, Coach Fitzpatrick, Coach Warner has to be pleased so far with the effort of the Raiders. A pass to the far sideline, well defended, but it is caught by Humphrey. He's pushed out of bounds by Toller.
Humphrey's a big. I don't know how much he weighs, but he's looking 6'3" or 6'4" from here, and a big target for Lehigh, and Colgate defender there, Justin Toller on target. Catch, tackle, and force him out of bounds for about a 4-yard gain. So 2nd and 6 for Lehigh as they methodically move this thing down the field. They got the ball inside the Colgate 40 right now. And
how observant you are, Terry. 6'4", 215 pounds is the Loganville, Georgia junior.
I don't know if I buy the 215, but I'll buy the 6'4".
Breaking tackles and picking up the first down is Jaden Green. And it's almost like the Osborne Sterney situation. I hate calling Green a backup. It's more like a 1A, 1B situation like Colgate has a quarterback.
Yeah, they play Jaden here in this scenario to kind of grind things out. This is something I've seen on this field many, many times, but in a different uniform, in a different direction. But Lehigh looking to salt this thing away. Doing a nice job running the clock, but not all that concerned about killing the time on the clock as they're snapping it with 10, 12 seconds left to go. But
Green able to find the outside. Green still on his feet. Touchdown Mountain Hawks. I was just about to say, we haven't had in the second half yet, scoring. But wipe that away. Jaden Green able to find the outside and run it in for 6.
Yeah, that was a nice by Jaden there. I think the was designed go inside, and he didn't see anything he liked in there, so he quick-footed it outside right there. Make your missed play right there by him, and ball high and tight, secured well, blocked on the field by that big wide out, and ball's in the end zone, and Lehigh with a, after this extra point, a 20-point lead potentially, and that'll probably do it as Colgate has struggled to find the end zone here today. The only drive they had was at the end of the half.
8th touchdown run of the season for Jaden Green will bring us to break on ESPN+. Do have that it was 28-yard touchdown run, and now we have the scoring summary. 6 plays, 52 yards, 3:21 off the clock, ending in Jaden Green's 8th touchdown run of the season. And boy, it will be tough for Colgate to get back into this one. 10:04 left to go. No matter what happens in the last 10 minutes, a very respectable showing for the Raiders. Ball will go into the end zone. Now
yeah, I mean, the Colgate offense has had multiple opportunities with the ball, down by 2 scores, and Lehigh just showed who they are and showed their true colors and held up strong on defense. Now we've got a 20-point game here with 10 minutes to go.
Flag on the play. You don't want to look in the past, you want to look in the future, but just a quick comparison as the flag goes against Lehigh. Quick comparison to where Colgate is now compared to a year ago. It certainly seems, even though the Raiders have 4 wins, you look at the strength of the schedule, you look at the competitive nature of the scores, even giving up 59 points, he scored 42. It certainly looks like with the offensive mind of Kurt Fitzpatrick and the changing of the culture here, that this program is headed in the right direction. I look at this Lehigh-Colgate matchup, and I see this as a potential matchup if Coach Cahill and Coach Fitzpatrick stay where they are, that this could be a Patriot League title match for years to come.
Lehigh and Colgate have played each other many, many times with the Patriot League title on the line, and I think that's coming again down the road. If you want to compare things to last year, which I don't want to do ever again after this comment, but just look at the Merrimack games. 2 years ago, Colgate goes out to Merrimack, and Merrimack has their absolute way with them. And Merrimack came here a couple weeks ago. Colgate did a great job coming away with a win. And that, to me, just shows the difference between last year and this year. And if you're a Colgate fan, you're about the future. And I am a Colgate fan, and I am excited about the future.
Reed Swanson with the catch. First down catch. Sterney standing strong in the pocket. As soon as I say that, Ohoyski with his first sack of the day and many on the season. To be exact, that sack number 10, the Freehold, New Jersey native, in double digits.
He's in double digits now, and that, like I said, Jake's done a great job getting away from the pressure all day long, but that time it finally got home. Only their second sack of the game, and Colgate's been forced to throw the football probably more than they wanted to, but being down by 2 and 3 scores puts you in that situation. So now Colgate facing 2nd and 15. And Lehigh able to pin their ears back and rush the passer, and that is not a good formula for the Gate.
Once again in the pocket, crumbling. Sterney throws it short, felt the pressure, had to get rid of it. I believe the intended target was Hutchison. 3rd down, Colgate.
3rd down, Colgate, and now Lehigh changing all kinds of personnel to the nickel package and dime package. And so 3rd and 15 here. Let's see if Colgate can get the ball down the field. They got to use these big wideouts. Where is Reed Swanson? Where is Matt Fogler? Where is Brady Hutchinson? Those guys got to make the plays on 3rd and 15. Colgate.
And with 8:50 left to go, if Lehigh gets the ball back here, you think it will be a heavy dose of Yoder and Green. Sterney back to pass, timing play, throws it short to Fogler. Great route, just very wet out there, and not a typical Sterney ball on the outside.
A little bit underthrown. He was throwing to the wide side of the field and a little out route and trying to get it back, but that would have been, that still would have been 5 yards short on the 10-yard out right there with it being 3rd and 15. So punt team on for the Raiders, and you will see a rendition of what you might think is military academy football coming up from the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. As I'm almost certain there will be at least 2 tight ends on the field to try to ice this thing with 8 minutes to go in the game.
27-7 Mountain Hawks setting up the big showdown against Lafayette next week in Easton, Pennsylvania. Fontenot able to get it off. Jamil will let that go behind him. Still rolling. Will be down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. The Lehigh now with the best field position, but they have the advantage on the scoreboard, which happens to be 20 points right now. Setting up the last week of the season, the Raiders taking on Bucknell, Lehigh taking on Lafayette. We're going to step aside, be back with more after this, ESPN Plus. The Mountain Hawks with their best start since 2001, looking to stay perfect and improve to 11-0. 8:32 away from that, up by 20. At their own 9, and as expected, on the ground, Luke Yoder and Trooper Price pulls them over and drops them at the 10-yard line.
That was a heck of a play by Trooper Price. Met him head on in the A-gap and drove him back 4 yards and prevented the big play there. So 2nd and 9 for Lehigh. But they'll be happy 3 times in a row, but I don't think they want to give it back to the Colgate offense. How this plays out.
And what was it? Late stages of the third quarter, early fourth, where the skies open up, start pouring. And that certainly didn't help either side, but Lehigh able to get a big-time run from Jaden Green for the only score of the third quarter. The aforementioned Jaden Green will catch it out of the backfield, hurdles the man. I think he has enough first down thanks to that high-jumping ability. Gets to the 20-yard line, move the sticks for Lehigh.
Nice play by Lehigh right there with a little quick pop out there to him and get themselves a situation, make a first down. Clock still running because we're out at 2 minutes, so don't have to worry about going out of bounds right now. Pretty athletic play by that young man right there.
Pass play, but a high percentage one, which almost equates to a run, although in this weather, nothing's automatic, but Lehigh made it look easy. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Another pass play, this time to Jamil. Makes a man miss. Almost found the outside, but not a touchdown saving tackle, but it could have been much worse for the Raiders if that tackle by backup safety Hale Niendorf. I don't think I've mentioned the Knoxville, Tennessee's name this season. That's his 3rd tackle, first-year safety. Raiders, I know Coach Fitzpatrick eye on him.
Yeah, Raiders have had trouble tackling in the secondary this year, and that showed right there on that play. So 7-yard gain for Lehigh on first down, and they're happy with that. Be content to run it here for sure. And
first down, 2nd and 2.
Colgate. Geese fly over top. That is also a sign of the gales of November here in the Shenango Valley, as the V shape going north. They're going the wrong way, but they'll figure that out.
You mean that wasn't part of the in-game arrangement here?
It is not.
That wasn't scripted?
It wasn't a scripted flyby, but you can count on them here until November for sure.
Hopefully nothing was dropping out guy there with 6:05 left to go, 27-7 Lehigh.
2 tight ends in the field as we thought, as they try to run the clock out here, 5:50 to go. There's Hayden's first pull of the day. He hasn't really pulled the ball much.
Takes a little bit of a pop. I believe it was Kenny Langston coming up and making the stick at the 38-yard line.
You know, Eric, geese fly in a V shape for the scenarios for wind drag and stuff like that, right? You know why one side of the V is longer than the other?
I do not, Terry.
Because there's more keep in it. You've been setting up for that for 2 years. 5:20 to go here as Lehigh running the clock out to try to close this thing. And
you get that type of a joke with a 27-7 game here on a gloomy day in Hamilton. Been beautiful weather for most of the season. And the Mountain Hawks showing why they're undefeated. Nothing flashy, but just darn good football as Green gets close to another first down. Didn't quite make it, though.
And now the Mountain Hawks can start thinking about the Lafayette Leopards next week and their big showdown game for the Patriot League Championship. Everything will be on the line for Lehigh as they're 4th in the country. They win that thing. They finish the 4th, get a week going into the playoffs. They'll host a first-round game or a second-round game. If they win the second-round game, pretty good chance they'll host a third-round game. That's not been done in the League before.
As we speculated with Lehigh, you'd think winning today. Let's see what happens on 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1's about to be 3rd and 6 because he had a little flinch up top by the tight end. I can't tell what number that was, but he flinched in the cadence. So
we'd have to think Lehigh has a very good case for it, Terry, even if they lose the Lafayette game next week.
Oh, their fans don't want to hear you say that, Eric.
No, but
they do. Yeah, I would.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, if you held me down right now and said what would happen if Lehigh were to happen to lose next, they absolutely going to get in the playoffs. They can feel like that. You don't go from 4th in the country, lose to your rival, and bounce out of the playoffs. That will not happen.
While as Lafayette is concerned, I think next week is a must-win.
Absolutely. I don't see Patriot League getting two at-larges the automatic bid and an at-large. And your at-large is a 10-1 team with 1 loss in the Patriot League championship game.
4:24 left to go. 36 for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson back to pass. Has a man open. Really nice route run by Jameel. And press him there, so he had plenty of space to operate. He cut inside.
Great. Yeah.
Came back out, and it was right there.
Nice tackle by the Colgate secondary, though. It was 3rd and 6. They gave up 5, so now it's going to be 4th and 1. But it looks like Lehigh is going to leave the offense out there on 4th and short.
Why not?
And
pick up
see
1
if
yard.
They can finish this thing right now. Well, if you're 4th in the country and you're undefeated, you feel like you should be able to get this yard, right?
Yeah, and other than the green bounce out, we haven't really seen that vaunted rushing attack in action. They've done enough. But I will give you a lot of credit for keeping it in check, something that most teams have not been able to do this season. And I say that without looking at the official stats, so who knows, could be a quiet.
A lightning delay? Come on, man.
I didn't see it, but a lightning delay has been declared with 3:54 left to go in the game. 27-7. Lehigh on top. Back at Andy Kerr Stadium in Hamilton, New York, for Terry Dow, sideline reporter Kane. This is Eric Malinowski, and word has it, this game has been called, Terry, with 3:54 left to go. Lehigh wins 27-7. The Lightning kept on to come in here in Hamilton, New York, and the Powers said that's enough. The game is official, Terry.
It's official, and one of the most bizarre endings of my lifetime, but I hope we don't have to go through anything like this again. But Lehigh came here and got what they wanted. They got the win. They're still undefeated. I do believe Lafayette has won. I haven't really checked that score today, but everything on the line for the Hawks next. They play their arch rival for an undefeated season, a top seeding, and a Patriot League championship. What a day here in Nangle Valley. Lightning in November.
And anything in sports is possible, but I think with Lehigh having the ball, 3:54 left to go, up by 20, the Powers realized that the game was over, Terry. Just your final thoughts on this one. You already made your Lehigh comments, but let's just turn back over to the maroon and white. Colgate, 1 game left coming against Bucknell. Lafayette a week ago, now Lehigh. I know they want to end the season on a high note.
Yeah, and I think they have a great chance. I like a lot of things I saw from Colgate today. They played great defense, and their defense did a good job getting the ball back to the offense. The offense had several drives where they were down by 2 scores and could have got them. So excited for next week to see what the Raiders bring to the table. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I appreciate you as always, and I appreciate everyone behind the scenes, Patrick Cosgrove among the many others. I want to say thank you very much to Faith Kane, the sideline reporter, for braving the elements today. For Terry Dow, this is Eric Malinowski. The Mountain Hawks prevail at 11-0, 27-7 over the Raiders at Andy Kerr Stadium in Hamilton, New York. Patriot League football, ESPN+.